Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the open book. This is your host, Lakeisha. Thank you so much for joining. I hope everyone had a fantastic Wednesday. We have reached hump day, okay? And I know that I am excited and looking forward to a 3-day weekend. Y'all, I told y'all, for those of you who do not know, I am a new subscriber to Mrs. Netta and Charles's channel. Okay. And I have been looking for them recently because I hadn't seen any lives. Okay. And the other day, was it today? No, it was actually today. I was scrolling through, the YouTube channels on my homepage, and lo and behold, Mrs. Netta and Charles had a new video. I was so excited because I look forward to see what type of entertainment they're going to give us. Okay. Those of you who are here watching the replay, you can support this channel by sending a super sticker, super chat, coffee, or a cash app. And I greatly appreciate your kindness. So let me pull up the video. Okay. Now, before I do that, I must say, y'all, I was tickled. I should not have watched this video at work because the lady that was in my office was probably wondering what I was laughing at. I had my earpieces in and my earbuds, and she was probably like, that girl is cracking up. I could not help but to laugh. Oh my gosh. So I wanted to show, let me share my screen. I wanted to show one of the latest lives, okay? And let's go through this.
Chicken gizzards, rice with some garlic dinner roll. So, are y'all ready to see what Charles gonna say about the lunch today?
Now, one thing I did notice and I was wondering is, not only do I think Charles needs a little some acting classes, a little, um some type of role model, okay, on the acting. But Mrs. Netta, I was wondering what's going on with you, because usually, you're a little more upbeat. And y'all, Mrs. Netta has given us permission. Y'all remember on one of her lives, she said, "Yeah, I love when people talk about us. Keep them views coming." So, y'all, we're gonna break this down. So, yeah, Mrs. Netta, I don't know if she was tired or what on this video, but she wasn't her usual, just, playful and joyful way self. And so I was just kind of looking at her body language and how, he was talking and things like that. And so I did pay attention to that part too.
All right then.
Now, what in the shit? That made me think of The Color Purple when she said, "And shake your shimmy, sister." I don't know what the shimmy did. Okay. I don't know if that shimmy was supposed to put some more flavor into the food until Charles got there or what. But that shimmy caught me off guard. It just like popped in out of nowhere.
Charles, yes. Your lunch is ready. Hey, how you doing?
Now, the way Mrs. Netta just pulled that chair out and pushed that chair in, I don't know if she was trying to imitate a waiter, at a restaurant. I don't know why I was thinking of how you do your children when they're too short. You put them in the booster seat and then you scoot them up. When you go out to eat and you scoot that little booster seat on top of that chair up so they can eat. That's what I thought of when I saw how she put Charles in this chair. Oh my goodness.
Mhm. So I got you some rice, and I got you some chicken liver. Excuse me, some chicken gizzard, and I have you some garlic dinner rolls.
Mm, okay.
Who's responsible for the cue cards? Mrs. Netta, it's not coming across natural. Okay, did you forget what you cooked that fast? I'm just trying to figure out, did we miss the cue cards or what's taking place here?
See what is it like?
You know the rice don't taste the same.
I actually thought those were mashed potatoes at first, but he said it was rice.
Mm, okay.
Okay.
Mm.
Now, the look on his face, y'all. First of all, when he broke that piece of liver, I don't know if this liver or gizzards, because y'all know when I was growing up, I could never tell the difference. Baby, I thought that thing, I thought that thing was about to snap across the room and hit the wall. I thought that thing was so rubbery. I thought when he pulled it back, I thought it was going to just go across the room. Okay. Oh my goodness. And you can tell in a moment when he started chewing, he almost looked like he wanted to spit it out. It wasn't like this is a delicious type of expression on his face.
My first
And look how long he's chewing it too.
time frying chicken gizzards.
Mm-hmm.
I used to love them so much when they was at KFC.
Yep.
But I know them ain't better than
He's
KFC.
still
But I
chewing,
taste
y'all.
one, and they could have been a little bit better. Well, I think it was okay for a first try.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't rubbery.
But wait, Charles kept looking at it like, what is this? And it looked like he wanted to keep chewing to hurry up and get it down so he could put some more rice in his mouth because I don't think it was hitting the way he thought it was, but he didn't want to probably show us that it wasn't, just with like, I want to just spit this out. But he just proceeded to chew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-uh. Did y'all catch that? Oh my goodness. I gotta rewind that little part. Hold on. Let me show y'all this. Pay attention to what he did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you saw he put it in. He put it into his mouth. Then he looked at it and was like, Notice Charles not really saying anything. I don't think I've really heard Charles say, like, have a full conversation. Even when they're on live, he doesn't like talk a lot. Mrs. Netta does most of the talking. Okay. And so Charles is mumbling, but baby, he was about to put that in his mouth and started second guessing. He was like, like, I don't know if I really want to do this. Y'all, he couldn't even bite at that time. Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm. And crispy. Okay.
They have like a little gristle part in it. I should have cut that off. I don't know what's going on with these gizzards. I ain't never had no gizzards.
Well, you ain't never cooked one.
Well, I take that back. You're right. I ain't never cooked any gizzards. But I've had them several times.
Mm-hmm. They do garlic roll though.
Huh?
So they be garlic rolling.
I think Charles kept on breaking that bread. He was like, let me get some more, a different type of food into my mouth so my taste buds can change up. And Mrs. Netta's standing back there like, I wish you would. I wish you would say something about my food.
Mm-hmm.
Well. Give us that scale of that 1 to 10 for them givers.
Look, y'all. He was thinking this time. He was like, "Look, I ain't gonna even pretend and put it back in my mouth. I'll just sit here and just break it."
Give it 8 out of 10.
8.
So I'll give it another chance.
7. I think I would have said more like a 5 or a 6. It was all.
Now wait a minute, Miss Netta. He trying to do good and give you a higher rating, but she done went down and gave herself a 5 or a 6. So do you want people to think that your food is good and what you're doing up in that kitchen when you're doing those lives is actually delicious food? Or do you want them to think that it's just hit or miss? Because Charles trying to help you out. Okay, he's trying to give you a higher rating, but you done went down.
I'll let you mean. I wasn't trying to cook no more of them anymore.
No. That's an error. Just,
Charles just said, That is I'm telling y'all, that's the most I ever hear him say. It's just mumbling.
Like, I think for one, I cooked them too hard.
Yeah.
I think I could let them out just like 10 minutes before or something. But anyway.
It could be better. A little dark too, but
Don't try to tell the truth now, Charles.
Because I didn't double dip it with the flour and the egg.
And he was wrong for throwing that lizard. Wait a minute, not lizard. He probably think it's a lizard. That gizzard, y'all, is it liver or gizzard? He wrong for chunking that gizzard down like that.
And all of that stuff. That's what they told me to do. I was just in a hurry to get that over with because I really wasn't interested in that lunch. But I'm glad you 7 out of 10 like it because I don't think I made it.
Yeah.
But now wait a minute, y'all. I always hear Mrs. Netta in a lot of, like I told you, I'm a new subby. In some of, I'm not gonna say all of the videos, but in some of the videos that I've watched, I really don't hear her like bragging on her food like she's ready to eat. I hear her saying a lot of, well, I'm really not gonna eat that. So I want to know, Mrs. Netta, are you ordering DoorDash? You don't want to eat. You don't even want to eat your own cooking. Let me find out you are using Uber Eats or DoorDash and you some food after you done stayed online cooking all of this food, and then you trying to feed it to Charles, knowing you just said, oh, I would have gave it a 5 or a 6, knowing that the food is probably not good, and then you go and you ordering you something DoorDash. DoorDash, okay? And this is Netta. Okay, you want to know a secret? Like sometimes, if my family, like I'll cook them something, and not that my food nasty, I just may not have a taste for that. And so, I'll give them some food and make sure they're fed, and I DoorDash me something too. I get it if that's what you're doing.
All right, then y'all have heard it for yourself. No more chicken givers. I'm done. But anyway.
I get you. RiceDipBond.com.
Okay, that's just regular rice. Anybody can make some rice. Lily can go in there and boil some rice.
She say anybody can make some rice. No, believe it or not, there are some people that don't know how to make rice, Mrs. Netta.
But anyway, baby, we will talk to these people later.
Mm-hmm.
And happy Monday to y'all. And have a blessed day. And y'all did hear Charles say, the what, Charles?
This time they ain't the bomb.com. What they the rice and the biscuits are was this, I say you could did. Well, we already talked about it. You do better, but still some was good. But the
It's hard.
race, but the race and the road still bomb.com.
But I ain't gonna eat no gizzards.
Mm.
Cause they like they too hard for me.
Baby, give Charles some acting lessons, okay? Cause Charles had 2 months. he barely could get that out. Okay. InstantBomb.com. Give Charles some acting lessons. Cause I don't know if this was a skit just gone wrong. He was supposed to give you a low rating and you wanted it to be low rating, or he give you a higher rating and you trying to make, we don't know. Okay, because all we heard Charles say, yep, but the rice is bum.com.
Mm-hmm.
I like my years.
Yeah, no chilling.
Y'all, that tickled me. Oh my goodness. I was tickled when I first saw that. And then it's like when Mrs. Netta turned that phone, not the phone, well, could have been a phone, turned that phone and camera off. Baby, it looked like she was going to have a conversation with Charles about his performance. I know that look. I do it with my own kids, okay? They love to record videos and things like that. So I'm like, look, let me look at, what the background look like. Okay, this is what y'all gonna do. This what we're gonna do. And they don't get it right. I'm like, no, we ain't doing it like that. Y'all messed that up. We gotta record again. Okay, so I get that look, Mrs. Netta. Let's get probably put a 1 in the chat if you think just Charles needs, okay, some acting lessons. Put a 1 in the chat. Now, put a 2 in the chat if you think Charles and Mrs. Netta need some acting lessons, okay? Because we're trying to help them. We're trying to help them. Ms. Netta said, she wants us to share videos and send some views and things like that. So y'all make sure, if you have not subscribed to Mrs. Netta, y'all go, be thoroughly entertained some days, but hopefully we'll see, what's going to come of this, okay, as we give our input. So we either have Charles just needing the acting lessons or Mrs. Netta. Put a 2. But y'all, I have thoroughly enjoyed y'all today. Thank you so much for joining. I pray that everyone has a blessed evening. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you have not subscribed, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the bell because you never know when I'm going to go live. Thank you so much and have a great evening.